Yo, 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 welcome to Radd Titan. Okay, so if you don't know already, my name's Gio or George, however you want to do it. I'm going to be doing a long-awaited room tour. I know that loads of people have been messaging me over the last probably like 18 months to do one. A lot of things have come and gone since then, but you know, my life has changed a little bit. I've just had twin boys this year. I've got a 4-year-old son, so I've got 3 boys. It's always noisy, it's always loud. I never have a spare 5 minutes to do anything. So everyone's gone out. My boys at school, my twins are in some sort of out with their mother somewhere doing some daycare thing, going off and playing or whatever it is. So I've got a chance to get this done now. So I want to welcome you all. Come in and come see my shit. Okay, so this is basically what happens when you walk into the room. I'll take you with me. If you just stand in the doorway, you can sort of see, you know, most of the stuff I've got is actually like kept behind glass, and got some other bits and pieces throughout. So it's not the biggest room in the world, so that's part of it, but I do like to keep my collection in sort of one area. You know, my wife actually's got a little bit more lax as years have gone by, but I still like to just keep things. I don't want them everywhere. So we'll start over here. Hey! Anyway, okay, so we'll start here. So, you know, I'm an avid steelbook collector as well. So, you know, that's getting a little bit out of hand. I need to sort that out. Got the one, I don't know what that is. I've got one omnibus. I thoroughly blame influencers trying to make me get into that. So I got one and then was like, yeah, fuck that, I'm not doing that again. So, yeah, got all the bits and pieces over there. Quite, you know, got all the Marvel stuff as well, all the steelbooks, all lenticular stuff. A lot of them are still sealed as well, so it's quite funny, you know. So you grab, you know, stuff like this. You know, all still pretty much mint, but you know, I'll wait for my sons to be ready to open them up and watch that. Got a few Bowen busts. You know, I like my collection to sort of have time pieces from my era, so I don't like to get rid of everything and get new all the time. So there's the Watcher and Dragon Man. They actually got Dragon Man's massive. They're both actually quite big busts, these, to be honest. You know, they go for pretty reasonable money. So if you're into, I mean, they're pretty cool busts, to be fair. I enjoy it. So don't forget Bowen. Bowen's the godfather of this game that we're in. Got a couple of prints. I do like some weaponry as well. So I got a nice what's the word? I've forgotten what it's called now. It's like a certain type of steel, Damascus Spartan blade there, because I've got Greek heritage and stuff. Little mementos there from when I used to do the doors. So things I've taken off people during scraps and such. Good stuff. Good little trophies there. There's my beautiful boy. When he was little. I need to upgrade my PlayStation, that's a certainty. Got proper katana from Japan, proper folded steel job, real piece, really like it. Probably doing it the wrong way around. Everyone always tells me I've held it the wrong way around, but just the aesthetics of it, my OCD won't allow me to put a blade down. So yeah, some more Bowen stuff up there. So you got the Apocalypse, the Mephisto, and you have the Sinister. Sinister's actually really cool. We see these, the Sinister stuff, you always see them and you think to yourself, what's the back of that made out of? But they're actually, it's like bits of foil. It's pretty cool. They're really pliable and, you know, you always think, oh, they could break if I buy that. But it's actually pretty cool. Yeah, all the Steelbook stuff, all the DC stuff is there. Watchmen and all that as well. Still ain't seen that new Batman. That's shit, I gotta watch that. All the Star Wars stuff. Star Trek OG! I've got my little Apple as well. Alex got me that. So let's not break it. I'm probably going to end up breaking that, but since Halloween was recently, got the old Apple job there. So it's this one here. It's pretty cool. I think Alex bought a couple more of these. I mean, I like it. Not enough to buy loads, but it's nice. It's nice enough in its own way. Yeah, okay. So get to the first cube, which is, well, the one I sort of look at when I'm sort of gaming and stuff. So, all right, let's get through this. So in here we have the Thanos on Throne maquette. This is the exclusive, but I've got the Stuardo Alvaro King Thanos head on it, which is actually probably one of the best alternative custom portraits I've ever seen. There's some really, really nice work on that. Fantastic job, very clean, skin tones are unbelievable, really nice sculpt, really nice paint. And then I've got the ATF1 Ronin. I managed to get this from Chris Hayward, who did a trade with me. He's a really nice guy, so if you're dealing with him, you know, buy with confidence, he's a good guy. And then I've got the the little, I think this was Augustin Low project. I haven't got the bottom base on it because I wanted it to be low. I didn't want it to be too high. But that's the prototype actually for we got for a review, and he told us we could keep that. It was quite expensive to ship it, but that's probably like one of like 3 or 4 that they made. It's well solid, really, really nice, really heavy. Yeah, so the sort of routine I try and follow. I like the coins and stuff, so I've got a few coins, and I like the comics. So you can have a little look at that portrait there. I can show you what I'm talking about. It's a really nice job. I've also got the Iron Man sort of damaged mask in his hand, so he looks like he's holding it with his fingers from this angle, which is a really, really nice little touch. There's the Ronin there. I'm using the sort of smirking face. I mean, this is a fucking epic piece. Really, really love this. I'm sort of now a little bit addicted to ATF1, certainly the Cosmic line. I've got the Tarax on order, and I'm trying to bother him today about getting the Black Bolt as well. So there's the comic, and I've got a flare card in there as well. And I think that's Royals, and I don't know what not. I think maybe number 5. And then that one's over there, which is with all the villains for Thanos. So, you know, you've got Venom, Doctor Doom, Galactus, all that in there. So I'm really, really digging that. So this is one of my favourite cubes, actually. So, okay, so you got that one. So there you are. Nice view of that. Okay, so we start over here. I'll open this up for you. Don't have many DC pieces, got like a handful. So in this one here, I sort of have the Bane maquette exclusive from Sideshow Collectibles. We'll start there with that. I've sort of gotten into in recent times customizing bits and pieces, repainting pieces and getting custom parts. It's just something I'm probably enjoying most in the hobby at the moment. Managed to get this belt off Dan Dynamic Forces. Fantastic guy. I just thought it looked wicked over his shoulder like that. Really nice piece. And it's got that, you know, the old, was it blue light or UV light on it with the eyes and the bits and pieces you can sort of see. You know, it glows up lovely. And you've got all the tubes and stuff are really colourful, really. See all the bubbles and bits and pieces in there. Belt glows up as well. Nothing else. I think that's it. Did some work with the base. I was going to repaint this base. I was going to send it off to be redone because I think it's a bit samey, all the colours, it sort of blends. But I think the shotgun shells and the bits and pieces there, I've got like a busted cow sitting on the side that's drastically underscaled there, but you know, it looks like it's only part of it, so I've sort of tried to get away with it there. Looks like a little Batman boy he's crushed. Got a pouch and got a few batarangs, gold ones scattered around the place, just to bring some colour and break up that monotonous base. But yeah, so really pleased with this. It's proper Chuck Dixon Bane, OG Bane. It's how I wanted it, and it is a really, really nice piece. Great sculpt by Daniel Bell. Really, really exceptional bit of work. And you go down, and I have the Lobo exclusive premium format with the dog. I can't speak more highly about this piece. It's one of my favourite pieces in my collection out of the box. A lot of people don't realise about the detailing on this piece. You know, this cost Sideshow a lot of money, so much so that they didn't use ownage ever again after doing this piece because it was so expensive. You know, it's one of the best printing companies in the world, and they did a really, really good job. It's clean as fuck, and you know, it's a really, really nice job. It's one of my favourite Sideshow pieces, actually. This. So there's the dog. Actually, it's the nice bulldog. Goes on the base. You've got to switch out so you can put a skull on there. And you go up and you see all that fantastic mixed media, the straps, the belts. I mean, that's all laced around the side. They're all laced in. Much wicked that is. Even the buckles on the belt, on the boot there in the corner. Hard to see, but they're all mixed media too, mixed in with sculpt. You got the real chain wrapped around his hand and that fantastic Ghost Rider skull where he's lit his cigar from it. Fantastic sculpt as well by Martin Canal, who's, you know, the master for me. One of the best to ever do it. I mean, look at that light, look at that portrait. It's next level shit. Really nice. You know, this is a piece that, you know, to be honest with you, this should be selling for like 2K up. It's that good. Fantastic little job that. Okay, and then sort of go moving past the DC parts. I do have the Joker as well, but it's boxed away, the premium format. We've got the X-Men sort of stuff. So here is my repainted by Ian Wilkinson Sideshow Collectibles exclusive Sabretooth. I think this is maybe a maquette. I'm not sure if it's a premium format maquette. So did some work on this one. Repainted all the portraits, cleaned up all the teeth. Not clean as in like look brand new, but just the lines and the work. Made his eyes white because I hated that grey. They just like look shit, them eyes. Made him more blonde. Dealt with his mutton chops, put some more contrasting colours in there. So did some work. Changed the shoulder sort of pads from that custard colour to a more whitey grey, which is how I like it, and put more orange in the suit colour. Completely changed the base. More sort of powdered textured snow all on his boots and all that kind of business there. So did all that. Didn't touch the wood because that's fantastically well painted. Changed the rock colours too, put some more contrast, some more dry brushing, some more work into those. You know, didn't actually touch the browns either, because the browns on the suit and on the gloves and stuff are some of the best work Sideshow's done in recent years. Really loved that. Yeah, so that's him. And then next to him, I have the fucking monster, which is the XM Studios Colossus. Now, for me, this is probably one of the best Colossus on the market. Shame it doesn't come with an alternative portrait. That would have been nice. Fantastic colours there. Really, really nice job on that. It's a bitch to get them cables through, but once they're in and done, I mean, they're proper cables them as well. And you can sort of mess about with them. Ah, there's Ant-Man. Hey! This is the Hot Toys, I think. Hot Toys Ant-Man on Ant, which is just a nice little touch there to hide him in there. People say that the Colossus has like small feet, but to be honest with you, it's a very, very slight nitpick. I mean, it's not really like that much noticeable, to be honest. When you put his foot next to maybe Sabretooth's foot, it dwarfs Sabretooth's foot. So I'm not sure if that's a legitimate argument, to be honest. It might just be the angle, how it's perceived sometimes. Okay, I got the plaque as well. I'll open this one. Stiff. Okay. And this is my sort of little X-Men Detolf job. So this is Tiago Provin sculpt. I had this repainted again by Ian Wilkinson. He did it for me. It was a kit. It was actually repainted by a professional painter when I bought it, but the work was shit. So I had to redo it and change it all. Really, really love this piece. Got that plaque there from my boy Alex. Love you, bro. He sorts me out, helps me out. Got the X-Men, you know, the Professor X mask from the Magneto on Throne from XM. I actually usually stick it on the back of this grave, but when me opening and shutting doors and stuff, I get this door's a bit stiff. Proper metal blades, really nice clean paint work, huge blades on this one. I really like this sort of exaggerated, crazy body. My two favourite Wolverines are the Wolf Killer, which is Eric Sosa one, which I'm a big fan of, which is the yellow suit, and this one for the brown. I'm a big fan of the brown because that's my Wolverine from my era of reading. Really love this work, really good job. If you're wondering with how I've managed to do this with the Detolf, so I've managed to make it a 2 on one side and I've managed to make it a 3 on this side. The way that I've managed to do that is by using these. So I get a lot of messages about these. These are wire clamps. They're 6mm wire clamps, and you can sort of see how that works there. I use the actual rubber from the Detolf that you get with the pack. I use the rubber to put across the metal screw so it doesn't scratch the glass. I also use 2 panes of glass with rubber. Let's have a look, I'm going closer. I've got rubber cushions that are in between the 2 panes just to make it even more solid and even more secure. Apologies for the dust in here, so I need to sort of give this a little bit of a wipe. But yeah, that's how I do it. And then you adjust them to these 4 metal poles. It's just more secure than putting the glass on these, because basically on these, it's on the welds, and you can see there that's not secure, man. That's like barely welded onto there. That is the sort of thing that's going to fail and smash and drop all your shit. I do get questions saying about the weight all the time, especially with this on the like these heavy pieces on the Detolf. But I've got to be honest, man, you're talking years. I mean, I've had these Detolfs since I started. They're 8 years going strong. I've never had to change anything. Nothing's ever moved. So unbelievable. Then wire clamps, I can't pump them up enough. They're awesome, and you can get them on eBay. They're about fucking £2.40 for about 25 of them, 30 of them. This is the XM Studio Cyclops. I had a little bit of damage on one of the hairs, you know, the hair thing that comes off. I spoke to XM, they sent me a new head, so I basically got this repainted with a more classic colour visor. So I have the gold one, and I have this one. I had the face repainted as well, so there's a little bit more detail in there on the teeth, a little bit more sort of dirt and realism into the face, you know, colours. But I really like that sort of, you know, plasticky sort of high, you know, that sort of really yellow colour on his visor. So I really like that. So I did that. And you can see there. So that's the Cyclops. And you drop down, and this is the premium format Gambit. This isn't the exclusive with the cards, unfortunately. I wish it was with the fiery cards. But I got a deal on this with a good friend of mine, Jonathan Meddins. Another good guy if you want to do any dealings with him. He's a great guy. Had the base repainted. Sadly, it wasn't repainted by Ian Wilkinson. There was a minor scuff on it that Johnny wanted sorted before he sold it, and I accepted the sale. But that Right Guy 2 guy fucking done it, and he did a shit job. I mean, you can see how textured it is. He didn't look at the bumps in the base there. He didn't sand it, you know, or he didn't leave it, and then all the dust marks were all actually into the thing. So unfortunately, it doesn't look terrible from sort of this angle, but if you touch it, it feels like sandpaper. Just really half-assed job. I wouldn't advise using that guy. That Right Guy 2, he's a piece of shit. So don't use him. Okay, let's go next. Okay, so next one, we'll start up here. So this is a hard one to move and get a good view of. Let's take it back here. Okay, so this is my sort of Maximum Carnage cube. So what I have is the Sideshow Collectibles Spider-Man Comiket exclusive and Carnage Comiket exclusive. That's part of the Gore Group's trilogy that they made with the Venom, but the Venom's like a little bit smaller, so it doesn't really go very well with these other two. The Spider-Man's probably a slightly overscaled, I would say, and so is the Carnage. They're both massive pieces, but because of this XM Venom that I've got here, it's massive as well. I think everything works pretty well in terms of scaling here. I have repainted the Venom heads, pretty much all of them, just because I wanted like that sort of, I wanted the clean teeth, because that's the Venoms that I read, and I wanted these eyes sorted, so I didn't like that sort of boring 2D overly white eye. I wanted, you know, more of a shine, more realism sort of captured in the light there. Had the gums more pinks instead of red. I think we left the tongue alone because I like the contrast there. But yeah, I did that, and the rest of it's just a standard. I got some sort of CGC graded coins there. I got cons that I've been to. So, you know, with Radd Titan. And then obviously you got this one here. Apologies for any of the glare. The Carnage Comiket is one of my favourite sculpts, actually. The texturing and stuff, the detailing in there, like up close, is unreal. Love the contrast of the shiny, sort of wet looking black. And the, I mean, look at that. That's just fucking sex. That is lovely. Hello. So you got that there. And then obviously the Spider-Man, which is an amazing one. Another coin there. I have underlighters for this one, just because I think that works really well with it, especially with the Venom. What an amazing sculpt that is. Unbelievable work from Sideshow there. It's a grail piece for sure. Yep. I think they're quite low edition size as well, like 300 and 500 or something silly like that. Okay, this is probably my favourite cube, along with the Ronin one as well. This is my... So this is a full repainted, sort of reworked cube. What I have here is XM Studios Thanos, completely repainted from top to bottom with a custom base. I think there's only about like 30 of these bases around. I've also added lots of pieces to this base just to make it worse. I've got skulls and stuff that I've got to add to it as well, but just getting the time. And then I've got the, I think that's Halimar, maybe. I think that might be Halimar, Mistress Death. Custom in between the two of them, and then Sideshow Collectibles Dark Side Maquette exclusive, repainted by Ian Wilkinson. He also made me that mother box you can see on his feet, and the weapons, which are the Atlantean, the King of Atlantis spear, and the God Killer sword, which is sort of under there. I'll show you a close up in a second. I got them off Sideshow's website. I think they're meant to be like either letter openers or whatever they were, but they're solid metal, and the detail on them is pretty good. I got the custom cape, the damage burnt cape by, again, Dan Dynamic Menace. I just wanted that to go over there. I mean, the hand is completely repainted under there. That tangerine fucking eating hand, or what's it eating hand, whatever you call them, Cheetos hand, is well gone. This is probably my favourite repaint of the Dark Side that Ian's ever done for me. I think some of his best work is on show there. I'll give you some close-ups, but, you know, this is my favourite cube. It takes pride of place in the middle of my room. Really love the sculpt by Martin Canal on that Dark Side. We'll start there. And we've got the sort of like the planets and stuff as well. And if you look close, you can see that Mistress Death is holding Earth in her hand. And there's some they're like marbles. They're like coloured marbles, planet marbles. So I thought that was pretty cool. So there's the base. You see you've got the mother box there from the film. Wanted a little Zack Snyder touch there. He's stepping on the Atlantean spear, the King Spear, or King Trident, and snapping it in half. It is actually in 2 pieces because I snapped it because I wanted to. It took me ages. Base, again, you can see all that detail there, the gold from the sort of like that flag that's burnt down. You know, that's just completely washed over with the Sideshow one. All the rocks and stuff, all the lava's a lot more poignant here. Then you've got the Justice League. I had that, the Halls of Justice sign, like, done properly, because they half-assed that and all. This is probably one of the worst factory paints I've ever received from a piece, to be honest. So it needed a lot of work. There's a God Killer sword there, and then you've got his standing on Superman sort of ripped capes. Had all the legs, all the sculpt, all the lines and stuff, they were all filled in with paint. So, you know, they're all done instead of just being a wash. And then, you know, you got the belt. I didn't like that 2-tone horrible belt, so I changed that. This blue, the blues in this one, apparently Ian told me it's got like about 50 different blues in it, all mixed. You sort of see there, you know, great work on the skin tones. I love what he did there with the I love what he did with what I did there with the cape, where his hands are actually burning holes through the cape, so you can see this. So you can see the sign. He's like literally, his fingers are burning through that cape, and then you've got the Superman symbol there. So there's the portrait. Apologies for the glare, but these are all sort of in glass. So there's the classic sort of Kirby portrait there, which, just look at that. Wow, what work. Got a Dark Side coin. Got to thank Evan for that. You know, he's on our group. I don't want to butcher your surname, but he's got like the biggest Dark Side collection, I think. He's trying to get into the Guinness Book of World Records. All right, so then you've got this, which is obviously you get the coin from XM. You get this custom base. So you've got Thor's hammer. I've got Hawkeye's broken arrow thing there, 2 ends of it, different places. You got the shield. I've got Drax's sword there as well. I've got Iron Man's head, decapitated head, and then in the background you can sort of see the other 2 heads that I use. That one's been painted by Ian as well. They're sort of they're both his. So I've got the sort of like burning sort of like thing with the eyes, which I really love on that head, and then that one's got like the more Ron Lim looking Thanos head. Okay, so this is the one here, and then you can see it's kind of hard to catch his eyes there because the mask is the thing is so low. But then I've got the custom gauntlet on that as well. Just I like the difference, you know, where it looks a little different from the standard armor. And then that's there. Got the couple of comics as always. Again, Zack Snyder job. Get in. Then you go down, and then you have here. Let me step back, get a good view of that. Ah, let's get comfy. Okay, so this one is XM Studios Magneto on Throne. It's got the custom head. I think that's done by Mad X, this whole set. So, you know, with the Apocalypse, it's got the hand over the Apocalypse head I had repainted. I also had that head repainted, the Age of Apocalypse head from Magneto. There's also, we got first appearance of of Cable in there. It's actually a relatively cheap comic you can pick up for decent money. And then I repainted a few things on the XM Studios original Cable, added the custom cape and the teddy bear, repainted the metal arm, repainted the guns, repainted the right arm to put more work into the skin tones. Left the head, didn't need to do anything with the body. And the other work are just certain things I wanted done. I also wanted to match the Apocalypse, because in future I'll probably want to put the XM Apocalypse with this Cable and put them together. So got a couple of bits from Apocalypse's base. I got a couple of breakages, so I got replacements, and then I used the broken parts to go onto his base. But I'll show you the Magneto first, I guess. All right, so this is the Magneto here. Go back a bit so you can see it a bit better. So there he is, and then you have the custom portrait there. Had the hair whitened, and the skin tones were painted pretty well, but I messed about with the hair, made it's like really electric white. It's white, and did the purple parts on the hairbands. I didn't like them; they looked a bit chalky and pasty, and the hair was chalky as well. I didn't like it, so I fixed that up. It's hard again. It's quite hard to see that portrait unless you're down low. Repainted the apocalypse bit and all, just to make it a little bit more realistic. I lightened up all this. It's like some brown colour. It was horrible colours. So I fixed all that up. And then onto the cable. So, okay. Right, so with the cable, did these things there with the base, which you can see with the apocalypse sort of thing wrapping around the back of it there, the tentacle, and then the broken part there. It's like the broken spike of the you know, the armor and stuff, the things breaking out of the ground. You can see the teddy bear there. And then I changed the skin tones, fixed the arm a lot. So I didn't go with a chrome arm. I've seen a lot of people do that. I wanted it a little bit, I wanted it to be shiny but not chrome. I wanted it to age a bit better. Chrome has a tendency to sort of flake off after time. So I didn't do chrome. Repainted the gun as well, which, you know, with these sort of like more futuristic sort of exaggerated colours. Same with the gun on the arm there. On that, you can see the paint difference. Look at that, it's really nice work on that right arm. And then I've got sort of the copper fittings and bits on the gun. So really happy with that. That came out really well. Again, more sort of con things there. So that's what it looks like. Really happy with how that came out, actually. I think they did a really good job with that. Yeah. Okay, so, whew, I'm tired. Let's open this up. So this one is, okay, I'll move over here. So this one is the Sideshow Collectibles Thor Premium Format Exclusive. This was released in 2008. It's sculpted by Martin Canal. This is like a grail piece. This is a really, really impressive piece. You know, it still sort of holds up today. A lot of people are a bit like, oh, I don't like the mixed media kind of business, but it's actually done pretty well. It's neat and tidy. The sculpt is unbelievable. The portraits are fantastic. And actually, it's one of the first, one of the only actual capes that actually is a real cape that's been dipped and sort of casted over the top of in polystone. So you get a lot of breakages with this piece when you try and ship them. So I advise if anyone's going to try and buy one that you try and pick it up. But you can see it's an unbelievable bit of work. Fantastic job on that portrait. Great sculpt on the body there. It's a really nice piece. Got a coin again, and then another repainted customized job. So this is the Sideshow Collectibles. Let's have a look. I'll try and get into it a little bit closer to it for you. So this is the Sideshow Collectibles Spider-Man premium format. I think this is maybe the second or third premium format outing that they did. Had this fully repainted into negative zone colours because it's my favourite suit colour. I had the base and everything reworked and redone as well. I got a customised head. This is another Alvaro Stuardo portrait. So he's got like yeah, it does come with like blood and bits and pieces. I didn't like that, so I had that redone and cleaned up from Ian. But yeah, it's a nice portrait. It's a nice switch because this is just a regular that I have. So I've got the other portrait sort of up there, which I do use more, to be honest. But I did switch them the other day, so it's still on there for now. You know, a lot of people would be like, oh well, the battle damage should be over the body, but I don't really mind. You know, in a lot of the comics and stuff, it's mostly the mask that they show that that's got battered out. They just want to show you a bit of Peter Parker, don't they? I like it because it's a bit more of a mature sort of Peter Parker, which I kind of dig. I'm happy with it. Really good job. I got this actually in a trade. I took advantage of Alex because he was like had it on the floor and just wasn't treating it as well as it should have been. Like a neglected woman. I just snatched it away. But yeah, really happy with that. Ian did a fantastic job. And above there, I have the only Iron Studios piece in my collection. This is the, I can't remember what they call this, something Master Line. Daredevil quarter scale piece. Doesn't come with any switch outs or anything, but you don't really need any. It's a really, really nice portrait on there. Really, really lovely body sculpt. Great base, great detailing, great work there. So really, really big fan of this one. So love that. Close this up. Next to it you have the XM Studios Moon Knight. This is actually really rare, this piece, for a licensed piece. I think this is a 275 edition size. It's very, very low. You can see there, so I've got the mask portrait on at the moment, and I've got the big grappling hook and the real chain. It's a really nice piece. Got the Khonshu sort of Egyptian god base, you know, with the hieroglyphics and fantastic cape. It's a really nice job on this. And then I've got his sort of like Khonshu portrait there. And there's the exclusive Sabertooth one. Again, that's repainted. And the Negative Zone Spider-Man one, which I'll probably put on at some point. This is the, I better open that. This is the XM Studios classic Iron Man. Big fan of this one. You know, I do like the Mark 6, and I do like from Sideshow. I do like the Mark 3, I think. No, I can't remember the hovering one. Mark 7. That's it, the Mark 7 from XM as well, where it's hovering. But I'm more of a comic collector, and for me, this is the one. You get 2 torsos with this, 2 portraits, and unmasked one as well. But this is my preferred look. Just love that. Love that sort of champagne, sort of yellow work on the legs. The Ultron bot smashed to bits and he's grabbing one by the head. Just love the whole thing's just really, really epic piece. Got the old, I think that's a Mexican exclusive comic, that is, the Superior Iron Man at the back. But yeah, it's a really, really nice job. You got the man behind the mask there as well, which you can see his eyes through there. The sculpt is definitely underneath that mask, which is cool. Then you move on. I've got one of a few customs that I got here. Got the Alpha 3 Studios Vision, which is a really nice piece. I'll just put the XM Gauntlet down there for fun, for shits and giggles, really. But yeah, really nice piece. Hand and the cape bits where it touches, the phasing through things, his foot and all that all do glow up, but it's not plugged in. That's not. I'm not really a light up guy, to be honest. It's just never been my thing. But yeah, really, really nice piece. I've got this. This is like a portable comic sort of. I think it's a portable magazine stand. But you can see it here, so it's like, you know, all folds up. I just think it's pretty cool. I'm going to keep a few covers up there. I've got some portrait of my old dog there. My wife's auntie does these fantastic sketches. She's really good, so I've got the other one there of my more retarded French bulldog there. So it's as stoic as he's ever going to look, I think. All right, so I might as well do this while we're here. So this is the XM Studios Apocalypse. This actually wasn't meant to be out. This shouldn't be in the middle of my room. But the truth is that when I unbox this, I'm like, yeah, this ain't going in the fucking box. And keep this out. Fuck it, I'll put it anywhere I can. So I just placed it here so I can look at it. I just want to enjoy it when I can. Really nice piece. Absolutely monstrous, massive piece. Really like the sort of I mean, it's just crazy. You come across it. I mean, just look at that. It's the size of that. You know, just. It's just huge. All the detail and work on the blade and the guns, you know, all around the back. It's a fantastic job, this. It's a real pleasure to sort of cast your eyes over it. Portraits, you know, unbelievable. Let's get a little bit of light on that so we can see that a bit better. Let's have a look. It's got like the gold eyes. Just unbelievable bit of work. Top to bottom, fantastic piece. Yeah, big fan. Okay. Now, can I open? Probably can. Probably will. For you. I'll just do it for you. Alright. So, this is my Bowen pieces. You know, got to have your OG stuff there. That one on the left, the Thanos faux bronze, which I think is 303 pieces in the world. Is literally my first statue my wife bought me. She bought it for me. She started all this shit. This is all her fault. But I've had it since she got it for me, which was about 10 years ago. Love that piece. Got the Strife, which, you know, you're not going to see any licensed quarter scale versions of that piece anytime soon. Got the Terax, which I never thought I'd see in quarter scale before ATF once started doing it. And I've got, you know, the Apocalypse there, which is Kucherek Brothers sculpt. No, it's not. Yeah, is it? Is it Kucherek or Shiflet? I think it's Kucherek. I think it is Kucherek Brothers. Yeah, it is. And yeah, I love this piece. Proper stuff. And got the old Chromax there. I managed to get 4 on this shelf. It don't look too congested from the centre, so I'm pretty happy with that. Looks good. Okay, then I have the Deadpool and Cable premium formats by Sideshow Collectibles, both exclusives, but this one's got the custom sort of what's his name, right there it is there, so signed you know, Kinman or something like that. I love his work, unbelievable. I really like this portrait, so the bearded stuff, I had to have it, I had to get it. Unbelievable bit of work in there. How awesome that looks. The eyes, actually, the eyes, like, there, I mean, because I've got downlighters in here, but the eyes in there, they're piercing blue eyes. So lovely, that piece. That the hair, the paint, it's neat and tidy, really nice. Love the bearded look as well. Looks a bit like Lang, who I think should have been Cable. Is it Stephen Lang? Yeah, I mean, look, that's a really epic piece of work from Sideshow Collectibles there. There's the proper Rob Liefeld inspired portrait, you know, with the old, you know, you get this little extra, what do you call it? You get the extra stand with this head sculpt, which I thought was nice because then I can just switch them over with no stress, no drama. Got the old Deadpool hand come through and steal in the little toy. But I really do like this piece. Love the, you know, I didn't realise, but, you know, the actual, the portals are all translucent resin. They got fantastic details running through them there. Really like the big gun, and, you know, it is a really nice cable. And the little extras like this, I just love adding them to it. Okay, down here we have my Masters of the Universe line. So this is the first exclusive Hordak that they made. They did do like a blue version as well, but this one is the one with the sort of cannon and the scepter, which I really like. Colours unbelievable, fantastic work from David Igo here. Got the old mechanical classic sort of pig-like face from the cartoon that we all watched and loved. But yeah, it's an epic piece, these two. And you can see how much I love them, because look how much space they have. I could get much bigger pieces in here if I wanted to. But the work on these 1/5 scale ones are some of the best. This is the Skeletor. This is I had a custom sort of orb of power, or whatever it is, orb of souls made. Mike Wells is going to kill me for butchering the fuck out of that. And then I got that fantastic letter opener there, which was, again, the sword. So He-Man sword. Added to the basis, gives a bit of contrast to it. Skeletor's unreal. Really love that. And again, they've got the big scepter there. But yeah, really nice work. Got the more cartoon-based head, even though the work, there's much more detailed work on the other portrait. But, you know, I prefer that. I prefer the more comic, the one from the cartoon when we were kids. So that's the one I use. But this is the other one. Here it is. So this is the other portrait there, which, just look at that. That's just really nice. Let's change this over. Yeah, you can see there. Really nice detailing in that. Really nice work. Put that there for a minute. I don't mess about with it. Better not forget it's there. Okay, so this is sort of like I got the other bust for the Cyclops. Works really well there. Got the awards that me and Alex won for the Radd Titan thing. Yeah, Alex uses them as coasters and has pretty much no respect for them as Alex does. But for me, you know, them awards, they meant something because they were awarded when the hobby was full of real collectors, not QVC bullshit channels. And they voted that we were the most honest and did the best sort of, like, you know, we did the best review. We were the best statue channel. We won lots of awards that year, and you won them off peers that you actually respected. So for me, they'll always take pride of place on my mantle because, you know, people like Victor, Lou, people, you know, like Maddox, like loads of proper channels that of real people who I respected voted, and we won. So for me, it means something. There is that's the custom Alpha Flight, the Guardian. he's up there having a look at sort of Cyclops as he's sort of sizing them up. Really love that piece. Really nice job on that. Very simplistic in terms of how it goes together. You get the base, you get the figure, done. No messing around, but some really, really nice work on it. You know, from top to bottom, it's a really nice painted job. Really neat and tidy. Great sculpt as well. I think Dario Martin did that. He did a fantastic job with that. Okay, and then this is the final cube. So this is the XM Studios Hulk Transformation and the Sideshow Collectibles Red Hulk. I had the Red Hulk completely repainted from top to bottom. I got some fantastic base elements added by my friend Lee Everington. He's another fantastic guy. Had them sort of the US Army stamped on the thing. Start with Red Hulk's probably most work's gone into that. And I also had this head done, which is one of a kind Thunderbolt Ross, sort of with the beard and the cigar and stuff. Really, really love that. I put some grey in his hair and some grey in his beard, just to give it some nice contrast. Some fantastic paintwork's been done on there by him. Got a bit of a shine on it at the minute because of the lights lighting up at it. But, you know, apologies for the glare. But it's all been repainted from top to bottom. You got the old, you know, the barbed wire going on there and guns. And there's like bullets and shells, grenades, all sorts of bits and pieces all around the bottom of that base. So, yeah, it's nice. Nice job. You sort of see in there that you got like gun cases, shells, grenades, loads of bits and pieces just underneath there. The US Army stamp on the sandbags. And then when you go up, you know, you've got to put some yellow work into the veins, just like one of the variant covers. And then you've got that portrait there with the grey, you know, which I'm really happy with. Really love that. What's funny as well is actually this... these two are the same size, you know, two completely different poses, two completely different companies, but the hands, the feet, the length of the legs, the length of the arms, it's almost like they use the same blueprint because the Hulk transformation is almost the same size. It's crazy. When you get the hands together over there, you can sort of see. Nuts. So there's the Hulk transformation by XM Studios, probably one of their best pieces they've made. Certainly best comic pieces for sure. Love the screaming banner. Fucking crazy. Love the work in there. The sheer terror and rage in his face, but you know, bursting up through his jacket, you know, ripping, his trousers ripping. Just it was real terror. The tie flapping everywhere. All that work from me. I mean, there's a little bit more sort of like from the cartoon and the actual the television series, that thing that he sort of lays in and then things come over the top of him. That's a little nod to that, which I think is awesome. But yeah, big, massive fan of that. So, like I said, I try and keep everything sort of in glass. So you're going to get a bit of glare here, which I apologise. But yeah, so that is it. And there's my sort of CGC collection under there, which is another thing that's getting drastically out of bloody control. I think it'll go all the way back there to the back cabinet and all the spare parts at the top here. And got a little, these are quite nice. These are OGs, these baby. There you go, look, villains. Look at that. The good days. I mean, I spend hours and hours. And I used to con him all the time because I always had Galactus. If you have Galactus, you never lose. Yeah. Thanos is not in there. Fucking shits they are, aren't they? Okay, so yeah, hope you like the tour. Be safe out there. God bless everybody, and good luck. So thank you all for checking it out. I hope you saw some things that probably, you know, with any luck has inspired you to sort of go out and make pieces and sculpts that you actually love. Make them your own. Don't be afraid to repaint, customize, change. You know, we're in a time now where really the market, aftermarket for these pieces, a lot of them is not what it was. So you don't need to hold on to, I need to keep it completely as it is because I need to make money, I need to, you know, whatever. You know, try and be brave, because that's the best part, is customizing your stuff to make it represent you. I think that's probably the best. Your collection should say something about who you are, what you like, what you don't like, you know, what you enjoy. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for all your support over the years. You know, this is a channel that's been nearly running a decade. You know, we're not a fast growing channel, but we're an honest channel, and is a hobby channel. It's not a professional channel. We don't get paid. We've not got any affiliation to any companies. We don't get free statues. We pay our way and we give you an honest opinion on what we make. So thank you very much for all your support, and you know who you are that's been supporting us. Love you all. Take care. Peace.